that they tend to cramp sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. You got to try to get ahead of it. Pickle juice. Everyone has their own little thing that they.
Hey, garage people. I don't know if you remember the Trailblazer, but it's back, and so are we, in the garage. It's a beautiful day outside. Got the sound deadening from under the hood over there. I washed it out because it was kind of gross. But, let me turn you around here. We are doing some work on the Trailblazer today. So, as far as the Camaro goes, got some good news there. It was the compressor that was leaking, the compressor itself, so not the work I did. And all my run around in circles was kind of justified because I was not expecting a compressor leak. So we got a new one on the way so I can get my AC back. But other than that, everything is running great. I got the nitrous system tested and verified. The line lock works. The purge works. Everything is good to go. I got a bottle heater ordered for the nitrous bottle that'll plug into my cigarette lighter. So I can get the pressure right on that, but I did verify the system works. And the timing retard works as well. So everything is good except for that two-step box. And I think I figured that out. I left a message at Lingenfelter this morning. But my plan is to just restore the factory clutch switch to how it was, undo what I did with the relay and stuff, and then just put in a momentary switch. You know, let me turn you around. I'm going to mount this either to the clutch pedal or the firewall, and then the clutch will actuate it like this.
It's 11 years old, Bruce, guys.
Let's see.
It is a bit of a classic on the internet.
Yeah, there we go, like that. So that will engage or disengage my two-step. And I'm going to route it through a master switch is my plan, so I can engage it or disengage it, just like my other switches on the my locker. Yeah. Just like my other switches on the board. So I'll have my nitrous arm switch, my line lock arms, or my two-step arming switch, and then my purge as well, all right down on the knee panel, sort of right in there. And I already have one switch under there, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. I'll just put in another. Yeah, so that's interesting. So good news on the Camaro. Then all that will be left is to get a final tune on it, and then it'll be roadworthy, and we'll just go for some drives. So I did do a little bit of a rip the other day, and ooh, she is not slow. So I'm pretty pleased with how things have went. The Chevelle is running, but we're dealing with some issues. We were battling a non-spark on cylinder 2. And it turned out under the distributor was kind of corroded, so we fixed that. But it's just not seeming to run super good right now. I think maybe the timing isn't quite right, and maybe it's running a little rich on idle. But I don't know. It runs all right, but it just won't idle sweetly like it was. So I don't know what initially caused that spark plug to go out or the carb to start leaking. Other than that, it was just old. But I don't know. Got those things fixed, and it will start and run, but just not as happy as it was, so I'm a little perplexed by that. We're going to have to get back on there. But in the meantime, we're working on the Trailblazer. And if the first thing you thought was, holy shite, that's rusty, I'm jealous of you because you obviously don't live in Minnesota. This is not that bad. This side is getting a new shock and a new control, upper control arm. I got penetrant on the bolts here, so hopefully they'll come out without too much fight. But the other side is getting the same thing, new shocks, and then you can see the control arm is broken on this side, so that is supposed to connect to there, and we're going to replace that with a new one, and a new shock as well, and then the rear will be done. I'm going to hit it with a wire wheel and some rust encapsulator and some paint, just to keep it moving down the road, and everything should be good with that. It's running great otherwise, so that's good news. And you can see my cardboard here. On the front, I have got a big old leak from the steering. It's leaking the remains of the power steering fluid out here. And on these trucks, the rack is behind the AR, or the drive shafts. And it's connected to the steering shaft right there. There's the hydraulic fittings, and the rack goes from there over to there. And so what I am doing is I've got my parts in here. We are replacing the rack in its entirety. We have all the new high pressure and low pressure and feed lines to the pump. And then we have new tie rod ends for the new rack to install. So I'll just have to put all those in. I'll get it as close as I can, and it should be pretty dang close, and then I'll take it and get it aligned. And that should solve that. So other than that, I'm going to test the AC system when I hook up the Camaro as well. And then, yeah, this car doesn't have any other problems besides being rusty, having the broken control arm, and then the leaking power steering. So after that gets done, I'm going to clean this bad boy up again, and we'll see if either I drive it or list it for sale, or potentially I might check the market on the old Grand Prix and see how soft or not soft it is for that. And maybe I either drive this. Dang it. Either I drive this or that. I'm not sure yet, but I don't kind of see. One way or the other, I'm gonna make use of this because we're not using it right now. So and it's a great vehicle. So stay with me. I'll keep you updated on how this stuff comes apart. Got the old rattle gun, so shouldn't be too much work. But yeah, famous last words, right? So yeah. We'll get on with things under here, and I will come back to you guys when we've got at least some of our new stuff installed. So, yeah, good stuff. Hopefully we'll get a driving video of this pretty soon, but just know that I might not be as bad of an AC tech as I originally thought. It's leaking from the actual compressor, so I'll video that when I get it pulled out. But today we are focused on some more business, so see you shortly.
This is a war that wreaks havoc of all sizes.
Alright, garage people, just getting a little existential and philosophical crisis from YouTube, watching these videos and working on my car. Should be a fun time. Channel's pretty bleak, but it's fun. Alright, so I'll bring you over here. Actually, no, first, got the vacuum here, cleaned up my mess. First, we got our old parts right here. As you can see, the control arms are there. And the second one actually ended up breaking when I took it out, so it's a good time to replace. And there are the gross icky shocks. So I'll bring you back around. And yeah, we got bracket there to fit our control arm in. We got a bracket down here. We got the upper shock bracket there and the lower one down there. So I'll start getting that new stuff in. We got our springs in the back. I'm going to use my jack and one of the old Camaro axles as a transmission jack with a post on it. So I'll put that under here and then raise this up so it'll compress the springs. Everything will line up and I can get those control arms and shocks in there. And then the rear end will be done. So that's pretty cool. I was pleasantly surprised with how those bolts came out. Penetrating oil was good, but also they're not very worse for the wear at all. So that was really cool to see. I got these from Rock Auto. These are actually the control arms with the auto leveling function. And I thought that's what my sway bars were connected to, but I was wrong. So I'm going to test fit these. I may just have to grind off this little tab right here. Which no big deal. These ones were actually cheaper than the ones without that, so no problem getting that there. But if they fit and they don't contact the sway arm or the swing arm link or the bump stop, I'll probably just leave them. So I'm going to test fit these kind of in this general area, and the shocks will go something like that. And yeah, we'll get this thing back together. So pleasantly surprised at how this is working. A little bit more mundane than working on the Camaro, I guess we'll say, but you know, pretty nice. Should make a very good vehicle for maybe me and maybe someone else if not me. So things are going well. All right, I'll slap this stuff back together. Bring my light back over. Work on this side. Sweetness. See you guys shortly. Alright, garage people. Looking all right here. Got our new shocks and control arms installed on the passenger side and also on the driver's side. Safe to hit the road once again. Nice. Super solid shocks have all found their homes in their upper locations, and the bottom ends are around the pegs. Or springs rather. Shocks are bolted in and everything's tightened down. So I'm going to toss the wheels back on the rears, and then this will be finished for now, which is sweet. And I think I'm going to start pulling apart the front. Actually, I'm not 100% sure on that one yet. I think what I'm going to do is back this thing out and flip it around. So I've got a little bit more space to work on the front end over here. And then I can maybe pull that apart a little bit, but also I want to have the lift free for the Camaro, because I think my AC pump is gonna, or conditioner, my compressor, my new AC compressor is supposed to be here tomorrow. So I'd like to have the lift free so I can install that. So I think I might just back this thing, put these wheels on, back this thing out for the night, and this outer seal here is kind of wonky. Back this thing out for the night, and then tomorrow I can, if slash when the part comes for the Camaro, I'll put it on the lift and swap over the conditioner. Compressor, geez, I cannot talk today. Which is on the other side over there, under or above the cardboard, which is catching the oil. And then I can swap that in tomorrow because that's only about a couple hour job if I just have the new one ready to go. So that's simple, and I can pull it off the lift again and have it sitting ready for the refrigerant and to be vacuumed down for the refrigerant. And then once that is done on the lift, I can put this thing back or flip this thing around and put it back on. So I think I'm going to take it off the lift for today, but I'm pretty happy with how that came together. So that's good. And yeah, we're going to keep going on the front end tentatively tomorrow, or maybe when I'm done with Alaska for this year. So we'll see. But cautiously optimistic given how these things went together, even though this is pretty simple. Just took my time, did it nice and slow, and yeah, it was very simple. So hopefully the same can be said for the steering rack. Yeah, I'm going to put these wheels back on, and we'll move this bad boy out of here. So, successful for now. I'll probably keep you guys posted tomorrow. See ya! Hey, garage people! Welcome back to the girlfriend's garage. Hey, yay. The girlfriend is home. Messing with the Chevelle a little bit. It's not running so hot. I'm going to change the spark plugs. I think that might be the problem. Just kind of stumbling on idle. It runs okay when you pick up on the throttle. The timing is about the same as it used to be, so a little uncertain there, but we'll get it figured out. But the Camaro is back up on the lift because, as you saw there, I got a new Boom. From Summit. Oh, it looks like it's calling for peg 46, and I have peg 150. My system calls for peg 150, but it all leaked out, so I don't know. We'll think about that. I might have to return this to get some other stuff. But Camaro is on the lift, and I'm going back to work before too long, so I think it might stay there for the time being, and then I'm going to do the same thing I did last time after I get that installed. Hook the O'Reilly's vacuum pump up to it with the gauges and pull the system down, and then I've got some refrigerant there that'll go in. So that and figuring out the Lingenfelter box, which I have a lead on. I called them, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to route it through a different switch and arm it with a master on the dash, so I'll have just another switch there. But yeah, things should go pretty well with that. I don't know if I'll start on it or pull the compressor off before I go back up north, but we'll see. Probably just going to be hanging out and doing some stuff for the next couple days. The Trailblazer is sitting out here in the rain, and it is sitting pretty on its new shocks there, and you can just see the new control arms. There you go. So I'm going to pull this in the garage before I leave just to keep it out of the elements, but that is doable in the next few days, and then when I come back I will get after the steering system. So wanted to keep you guys up to date. We have, let's see, almost 400 miles on the new motor and maybe 150 on the fresh oil, 140 or so. And I'll turn you around. Girlfriend and I went out the other night and drove around, and I've done a couple little drives myself, and it rips. So I'm very pleased with everything. It runs good, really good throughout 95% of the rev range, just not so hot on the idle, and that's what I think I can hopefully get pretty easily addressed once I get Todd to take a look at it. But that's going to be pretty low on the priority sheet now. When I get it back, I'm going to recharge the air conditioner, fix up the Lingenfelter box and verify that nitrous works, line lock works, everything, cutout works, ABS works, traction control, cruise control works, XL, decel, stereo, backup camera, and the AC did work with this compressor even though when it was leaking. So the system will be fully functional shortly, and then I'll just drop it off with them and be like, hey, can you get at this in the next like 2 weeks? And hopefully we'll get that figured out this fall, probably around Halloween, I'm guessing. And then I'll be able to drive until it snows, and then I can live in here for the winter, and probably not on the lift because I think I'll need the lift, so it might shuffle back and forth during the day. I don't know. Well, that remains to be seen, but you guys will be along for the ride this winter. So, but yeah, rest assured the car runs real good. I've got the shift light set to 6,000 RPMs right now, and I get it up there no problem. And the rev limiter's at, I don't know, 6250, 63, something like that. Maybe as high as 65. I don't know for sure, but I still had the stock connecting rod bolts in when Todd was tuning this bad boy last, so he was a little conservative on the rev limiter, and lo and behold, it let go anyway. So, but now I'm gonna beg him for 7,000 on the ECM limiter, so that should go real nice because that was always my goal. So we'll get 7,000 out of that, and then we'll set our two-step somewhere around, I don't know, 2750. We'll determine with a few launch tests. And yeah, we'll have an arming switch on the dash so we can turn that on and off. And the bottle heater I ordered as well for the nitrous bottle, and that'll just be activated off the cigarette lighter, the 12-volt port. So yeah, it should be with the it should be fully functional this fall and able to drive, relatively smoothly. Minimal cam surging. It does drone a bit in the cab, but I've still got a bit more soundproofing to do. So. It's not exactly a daily, it's a little bit more sharp than that, but that was what I was going for. It's a weekend warrior, and I think it's going to be amazing. So it pulls so clean through, hits the limiter in first like it's no one's business, second if you want to, and then barks them in third now for sure, and then pulls hard through third into fourth. Yeah, it just runs real good, so I'm very happy. I'll take you guys for a spin. Not anytime soon, it's going to be a little bit, but rest assured we will get a video behind the wheel before this season ends. And also, I've still got ambitions for a dyno day with not only this car, but my buddy's C4 Corvette with an LS1. My buddy's got a IROC Camaro with a 5.3 and a nice healthy cam. And then another buddy with a 90s box body S10, or late 80s, early 90s box S10 with a blown 6-liter. So that I believe that one's making close to 600 at the tires. So the nitrous system does work on here. And when I get back on it, working on it, I'm going to switch out the jets for 100 shot and tune the computer so it pulls 4 degrees when you hit it. And then I'll probably just run it at that for a while. So. Yeah, much excite. Everything was pretty fun. So, Yep, the break's coming to a close, but I will be working in the background, and I will include you guys with anything that we update between now and then. And once we get a driving video or a Tahoe Trailblazer work on video, or maybe even work on the Grand Prix, you guys will obviously be along for the ride. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll do some more stuff with the Camaro and keep wrenching here in the garage. So thanks for staying along. Peace. Oh, before I go, check out what Summit sent me with my compressor. Boom! Free hat! Free hat! Must have hit the minimum threshold on spending requirements. Pretty sweet though. Gotta love it. Send my paychecks right to Summit Racing. Sweet.